Hello, Shatlings. Do you like my starting soon screen? Be honest. Be honest. Hello, Buggy. Hello, Retro. Hello, Anna Malokeris. Hello, Kiwi Draws. Hello, Phoenix. Hello, Banui. Hello, Oman. Hello, Mova. Hello, Sweetie Pepper. Greetings! Yo, why is my hair so messy? What's going on? What's going on? Do you guys like my starting soon screen? Be honest. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm thinking I might do like a carousel type thing. Hi, Dev. Hello. Okay, let me get rid of the recent events. It looks too cluttered on my screen. I started crying as soon as I saw it. Perfect, perfect. That's the intended reaction. How does this make you feel? How does this make you feel? Finally, I have been waiting. Bro, what do you mean you've been waiting? Usually I stream like an hour from now. Okay. I don't hate it, but I feel something compelling me to set it on fire. Alright. What did she do to you, bro? What did she do to you? Okay. Kiwi glaring into my soul. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing today on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. Be honest. Kiwi streams have been earlier and earlier. That's correct. That is correct. Guess who's been going to bed somewhat earlier? That's right. I'm locking in. Hello, Meerkat. Hello, Animalocaris. Hello, Dev Snappy. Hey. Hello, Retro. Why you not on streaming you? Hello, Saswerwer. Hello, Clopo. Hi, how are you doing from a scale? Alright, Dev. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Meatball Jones. Hello, Abodi. Hello. Kiwi, but if she was a Pukeko. Dev. Oh, I get it. Do you guys know the one bird where the background sound is like, damn, and it's the bird with the long legs and like the long feet? You know what I'm talking about? That's what a Pukeko is. I understood that reference, Sokar. Hello, Gwen. Hello, Duke. Hello, Buggy. I'm doing a 10 out of 10 today, feeling exceptionally happy. That's wonderful to hear, Anna Malakeris. Meeple Jones, you're doing a 1 twin. I hope that number improves. I'm sorry to hear that. Solid 7. That's pretty good, Abodi. 7.5. Gwen, that's good. A good 6. That's nice to hear, Mova. 4. Sasuer. I hope that number improves. Banui, how are you doing today? Why do I have to like blow my nose? You know what happens? Every single day when I sit down to start stream, like it's consistent. It's every single day. So no matter what, yo, what's up, Coast? Long time no see. How are you doing? No matter what I do, every single time I sit down to start stream, suddenly I have to sneeze and I'm hotter. Period. Like temperature-wise. Every single time. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I sit down in this chair, suddenly I sneeze, I have to blow my nose, and I'm hotter. It's like I'm conditioned to know that when I start streaming, I don't know, maybe like I get hotter as time goes on because my PC is very loud and intense and generates a lot of heat. I have no idea. It's such an odd, trained response. But that doesn't explain why I have to sneeze. Anyway. I'm doing an 8 out of 10. I spent the last 18 hours straight trying to... I spent the last 18 hours straight trying to bear a single Cuphead boss. Good luck, Buggy. Good luck. Kiwo, on a scale from 1 to 10, how beautiful are you today? There is a correct answer. I'm not sure, Gwen. I'm feeling relatively pretty today. My skin is decent, which is why I'm not wearing foundation. Shout out not wearing foundation. I actually detest wearing makeup. It's always a good day when I feel that my skin is good enough to not wear makeup. My streamer is informed. That's right. I'm very familiar with the Pukeko. Dev, how are you doing today? On a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. Be honest. Be honest, Dev. Guys, Dev is here. It's such a good day. Dev is in the chat. Now, we don't have to mention how that's because his sleep schedule is so fucked, and he's been sleeping like 3 hours per day. We don't have to mention that. I'm at a 3 out of 10, but your stream is exactly what I need right now. I'm sorry to hear that, Sweetie Pepper. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that number improves. YouTube stream chat bacteria. Bacteria. Hello, I'm Nose again. Aw, he's so cute. Why are you not in streaming you? What language are we speaking? Doing a 9 out of 10 right now. My crush is coming over tomorrow, and I made apple pie for her. Coast, that sounds really wholesome. I hope you enjoy the hangout session, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing a 9 out of 10. Hell yeah. Kiwi is allergic to chat. I think I am. I think I'm actually allergic to the YouTube chat. That must be it. The bacteria in YouTube stream chat. Hey, no offense. There are plenty of good, sane individuals in the YouTube chat. It's just the select few. It's the select few that pull up and say, lose the cow ring or something. Some people on YouTube chat love to talk about my nose ring negatively. Hello, Kirby. Greetings, twin. Hello, Archer. My day is going really good. I felt surprisingly good today. Could be because I actually slept well. My electricity went out again? Did it go out again, Dev? Or are you talking about the first time it went out? Dun, 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 dun. Hello, CEO of my third leg. Okay. How are you doing today, twin? La, 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 la. Ow! Hello, Mrs. Draws. This is the Internal Revenue Service. We have conducted a review into your finances and found several questionable figures. We noticed several payments from individuals, Banui, Sweetie Pepper, Mist Life, and others through an online website known as Buy Me a Coffee, amounting to over $700. Due to this, we have found you to be suspected of money laundering. As of 5:48 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, your assets have been frozen. You are currently being charged with 67 counts of money laundering. It's good to see you too, Casanetero. Yo, welcome to the stream. Cup of the day? Cup of the day? Hydrate. I don't know why my throat's like fucked up. I think I'm genuinely allergic to YouTube chat. Because every time I start stream, it starts acting up. Without fail, by the way. Without fail. Dun, 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 bow. Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 do, do. Dun, 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 bow. Dun, 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 dun. Hello. You watch Jinxie, I see. Am I not allowed to roll my R's without watching Jinxie? I mean, yes, I used to watch Jinxie, but like, how did you clock that? Am I not allowed to roll my R's? Okay, so, oh my goodness gracious. Pepper, thank you so much for the cold brew. Yo, Gwen, ball knowledge? Holy ball knowledge. Oh, thank you, Dev. He says you look so cute, Kiwi. Thank you. Thank you, Dev. Cutie patootie. Hello, monkey. How are you doing, twin? So, today, I want to talk about something psychological, something psychology related. I don't really have a direction in mind, but I didn't want to play The Sims. Because I'm not in a very, like, chill, cozy mood. I'm in, like, a talk mood. Like a business mood. Hello, Broly. Greetings, twin. How are you doing today on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. Be honest. Broly. I got a comment on YouTube from a user named Broly, and I responded and called the user, B, drum emoji, Oli, like typing out Broly. So hopefully that was you, because if that wasn't you, that other Broly is thinking I'm insane. Hello, Salsa. Hello, cool to catch a stream even though I'm about to fall asleep. Greetings, twin. I hope you sleep well. That's okay. Allow my melodic voice to lure you into a deep slumber. Pepper bought a cold brew. At Casaniteto, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Casaniteto, believe it or not, is not actually a government official, and nobody is money laundering. Yo, Pepper, I appreciate the cold brew, twin. Thank you so much. Can I please get a W, Pepper, right now? Can I please get a W, Pepper, right now? Hello, Liam. Hello, Banui. Hell yeah, Banui. W, Pepper. Girl, that's not rolling your R's. That's making your R's do a whole triple backflip into a screw in midair. I got told I look like I watch Markiplier. I've watched him since I was 9. You look like you watch Markiplier. I feel like that just means you look cool. And slightly weird. Cause like I can kinda understand. That's funny. Rolly, you're doing an 11? Hell yeah, twin, that's good to hear. Read Pepper's dono. Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry, Banui. I may get really behind on a lot of things, but I always keep like a mental note. I'll never miss a coffee. I'll never miss a coffee. Even if I get distracted reading other things, I will always have it in a queue in my brain to address. OCD sucks. That is true, twin. From what I understand, OCD is extremely difficult to deal with. Can we talk about the psychology of why parents suck dick and balls? Oh, goodness gracious, twin. You are insane. My boyfriend just said that, by the way. He says, you are insane. Yo, Dev, what did I do? What did I do? I never thought I'd be told I have ball knowledge for my music taste, lol. This is something that multiple people have crashed out on me over because I call anything ball knowledge. If I know something and then you know it, I call it ball knowledge. Even though the song that I was singing has probably been listened to by hundreds of millions of people, I'm still gonna call it ball knowledge. Can we talk about something positive? Because I'm actively having a breakdown. Sorry to hear that, Meatball Jones. That's my goal for today. I want to have a nice, silly, yet informative conversation. Ideally about something psychological. Does anybody have something to talk about? Any psychological concept? I'm down for anything. Hell yeah, W Pepper. I may have gotten an internship at the tax collector's office. Okay. WPNAR. Okay. Oh, hi, Dev. Hi. Data warning, you have used 2 gigabytes of data. What? You are insane. Oh, thank you for the follow, Winter. W Winter. Dev says, you are insane, and I'm sane. That took me a second to get. Oh! Thank you so much for the 10 jewels, Scarlet. Yo, W Scarlet. Sorry I keep clearing my throat. I'm allergic to chat. I've discovered. W Scarlet, thank you so much, twin. So. Hello, Kiwi. Last night I went to a Sapphic speed date event and I sang a Sex Pistols song at the place's karaoke. The train journey back was... The train journey back was spoiled by a man going mental, but as a result of that, I saw a baby rat at a tube station who was happy with finding a bit of plastic. Oh, that's so cute! Yo, Michelle, thank you for the 10 bits, twin. Just to recap, Dev said he is sane, and I am insane. Yo, Dev. Thank you for unfollowing and refollowing. I appreciate it. Why aren't you at Streamer U? Oh, what is Streamer U? Is that what the person was saying before? The one who's like, why you are Streamer U? Were they talking about Streamer U? What is that, Natik? Also, welcome in, twin. How are you doing? You look a lot like that Kiwi Draws gal. What's up with that? I have an idea. I'm gonna go cook a grilled cheese. Don't talk about anything important while I'm gone. Okay, guys. Do you want to, like, watch this wall for 10 minutes while Castanetero makes her grilled cheese? I could just stop talking. We could just stare at each other. Is this good content? Be honest. We're allergic to you too. Okay. You're welcome, baby. I love helping niche streamers. Streamer University. I would assume Streamer U is a joke. Yeah, I would guess that it's a joke, but 3 people have said it, so I'm really confused. Explosive diarrhea situation is crazy. I saw that video about the outbreak of some parasite in the United States that's causing explosive diarrhea, and it actually put the fear of God in me. Like, I am now scared. I eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I used to be proud of the fact that I had a healthy diet. Now I'm just terrified. For those who don't know, from what they understand, the parasite largely comes from fresh fruits and vegetables. So, those with a shitty diet that consists of very little fruits and vegetables are actually potentially safer right now from the outbreak. Gulp. Why is this thing on my wall stream? Okay. Streamer U equals lame Kai Cenat stuff. Oh. Charlie is also my news source for viral viruses. Pretty much. I can stare at your eyes for the rest of my life. Oh, thank you, Dev. Oh, he's so cute. Do not perceive me like that. I'm perceiving you. Clearly Taco Bell. See, I heard that it was because of Taco Bell, but I just don't believe that. I simply do not believe that. Oh my gosh. By the way, the amazing and generous Mist donated, what was it? Like 20 cold brews yesterday? And I received a commission. I won't say who, just to keep everything like... I never know how people feel about me making the commissions public, so I'm not going to mention who it was, but 20 cold brews plus a commission yesterday. And look, it went up like 4%. Wow. It went up like 4%. I just wet my pants. WDev. Yo, why are we saying WDev in response to that? Why are we saying WDev in response to that? You guys confuse me. I get all my news from Moist Critical. If he doesn't make a video on it, it does not exist to me. Pretty much, Buggy, pretty much. La 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 la. Bow, bow. WDev. Mind you, all of this is for wetting his pants. 'Cause he's hydrating his pants. Alright, bro. Kiwil, what you think my comment? What do you mean, twin? Yo, Abodi, thank you for unfollowing and refollowing. I appreciate it. Sometimes you need to keep your pants hydrated. I will never stop eating Taco Bell. No amount of nuclear diarrhea will dissuade me. W. Hydrate. Another hydrate, hell yeah. Why don't I move the kibi? Wait. But that's where the buy me a coffee goes. Okay, I'll just make them really small. Wait, I'll put it over here. There we go. Posture check. Look at how cute this little... What the fuck? Am I stupid? Don't answer that. Wait. So... Oh, here we go. Look at this Kimby! Oh, he's so cute! Look at him! Look at the way he spins like pizza dough. Oh, he's so cute. I ensure to keep a load of sand in my pants at all times. If a man opens a door for a woman, is he simping or being a gentleman at this age, 2026, with equal rights and stuff? Being a gentleman? There's nothing wrong with opening the door for people. And that's like regardless of gender. If people are taking up a fight with opening the door for individuals, we got problems. We got bigger fish to fry than just basic politeness. Why Dev Esoteric sounds so distorted? It does? Does it really? Is it really? On my way home, don't have too much fun. Yo, Mist, it's good to see you, twin. I'll make sure to not have any fun until you arrive. Yes, let's stare at Kiwi's wall. I bet you guys would like that. I bet if I just got up and left, and it was just silence, and you were staring at my wall, you would celebrate, be honest. A gentle simp, if you will. Gentle sir. I tip my fedora to you. Why don't we turn every restaurant into Taco Bell, then burn every Taco Bell to the ground except one in Florida? Why one in Florida? Okay. Basic kindness is awesome. Agreed. Can you talk about dopamine? Positive, not in an addiction way. Oh, good idea, Retro. That's a really good idea. Guys, who knows what dopamine is? Who knows what dopamine is? Does anybody know what dopamine is? And as you're typing, because you guys are all good students and you're definitely typing the answer right now, I'm going to tell you. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, and it is largely in control of your reward response, like, oh, I want this thing, motivation, desire. You're familiar with the whole, like, dopamine maxing, doom scrolling, all of that stuff. It sometimes has a negative connotation because, again, it's connected to quick sources of dopamine, like hookups, drinking, gambling, scrolling, things like that. However, dopamine can also be a positive thing. The happy chemical, hormone, dopamine is a good feeling. Chemical that makes you feel good to get you to repeat behaviors. That's a good explanation. Dev said external locus of control. He's just throwing around words that he's heard me say. He's so cute. Dopamine equals brain go yippee, happy. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter largely in control of your reward center. Okay, Rizo. Okay. Where have I heard that before? Ah, dang, you beat me to it, Kiwi. I've never heard of that. Is it a psychedelic? I think you're kidding. But anyway, let me pull up an actual definition of dopamine so I'm not just saying shit. Dopamine is an organic chemical of the catecholamine and phenylethylamine, what the fuck, that functions in the brain as a crucial neurotransmitter and in the body as a hormone. It acts as a chemical messenger that carries signals between neurons and plays a fundamental role in reward, motivation, and pleasure. Okay, my grilled cheese is grilling. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, reward and motivation. That doesn't just mean negative things. I know, at least for me, it often has this negative connotation of, oh, I'm just dopamine maxing. Oh, my baseline dopamine levels are so low, I'm just scrolling all the time and getting huge bursts of dopamine. It can be good. It can be good. For example, hobbies can give you a low yet consistent influx of dopamine, increase of dopamine. Thank you for the 5 floors, Michelle. W. Michelle. Dopamine doesn't have to be a bad thing. Because, once again, it's like what motivates you. It is basically the motivation neurotransmitter. La, 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 la. But what happens when you abuse it and you use things that give you a quick, intense burst of dopamine, like scrolling on TikTok or something, when you do that repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly, your baseline dopamine levels are decreased, okay? So to really water it down, if you're scrolling, getting that huge burst of dopamine, your brain's gonna be like, whoa, we have a lot of dopamine, let's not produce as much because we have way too much. And so once you're not scrolling, your baseline levels of dopamine are going to be lower if you abuse things that give you a big hit of dopamine. That's a really watered down explanation. But that is part of the reason why I try my best to not engage in things that just give me that huge, quick burst of dopamine, even though it's really hard, especially having ADHD, because did you know people with ADHD have lower baseline dopamine levels? That's why they are more likely to be at risk for addiction or for like being impulsive going on their phone and just scrolling, it's more difficult to control one's impulses when you have ADHD. And part of that reason is because they have lower baseline dopamine levels, which means they're basically like craving dopamine more often. 99% of dopamine chasers quit before they win big. Negative emotions like sadness can also be good, I feel, just at certain times. Agreed, Bismuth King. I think that emotions have a purpose. That's my opinion, but from what I can understand, aside from disordered thinking, emotions serve a purpose, and they're not always bad, even if they're a negative emotion. Thank you for the follow, Lopax. I appreciate it, twin. You decrease my dopamine baseline, Kiwi. Aww. Oh, he's so cute. Hi, baby. Can you use me as a keyboard? And then he said, okay, good night. And then he's still here. I'm gonna sleep, by the way. It's 3 a.m. Good night, Devin chat, and I guess Kiwi too. Oh, okay. Don't forget to hydrate your pants. Yo, good night, Coast. Thank you for joining us, twin. Babe, what is the other hormone responsible for happiness? Serotonin? Is that what you're referring to? I would say serotonin. Hello, Inkling. Greetings, twin. How are you doing? Oh no, there was a follower announcement. Terrifying. Don't worry, twin. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but everybody's watching. No pressure though, but like everybody is watching. La, 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 la. I did not think Kiwi had so much motion. Thank you, I think. La, 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 la. Sometimes crying feels like it gives me dopamine because I don't cry often, and it's usually a good release of emotions when I do. Animal Karis, I think you're absolutely right. I think it releases melatonin. Let me look it up. Does crying release a neurotransmitter? I think it's serotonin. Fuck. Yes, crying triggers the brain to release oxytocin and endorphins. Crying releases oxytocin and endorphins, which may help to relieve both physical and emotional pain, enhance mood, and promote relaxation. The neurobiology of human crying. Acetylcholine stimulates the release of electrolytes, water, proteins, and mucins into the tear film. Okay, that's unrelated. Is crying good for you? Researchers have established that crying releases oxytocin and endogenous opioids, also known as endorphins. Did you know that endorphins are also what is released after you go on a run? After you exert yourself physically? Who would win, serotonin or dopamine? Oh my gosh. Power scaling neurotransmitters. La 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 la. Serotonin gifted power versus dopamine pure effort. Oh my goodness. We talk about the gentrification of language and how new words enter the lexicon. See, Sokar? That sounds like pretty interesting, but I am not educated on language in the slightest. Ask me about psychology and I'll answer you, but language, not really my forte, unless it's learning a tiny bit of Russian and Arabic. Crying melatonin is the skin... What? What happened? Crying melatonin is the skin color chemical. Yo, Retro, I got news for you. That's melanin. Melatonin is the sleepy one. Melatonin is the circadian rhythm one. Goku is stronger than Broly after Moro arc. What? So if you run and cry at the same time, you get dehydrated really quick but produce a shit ton of oxytocin? Potentially. Crying only makes me eepy. That's understandable. Endocannabinoids solo every neurotransmitter, no diff. Why are we power scaling neurotransmitters? Endorphins come after a run, probably because the body thinks you were chasing food. Maybe. Now seriously, what is the difference between the big S and the big D? You did not just call dopamine the big D. Okay. Except, of course, for Satoru opium. What? Why are you singing the start of the theme song from Baymax. Holy ball knowledge. Holy ball knowledge. Singing the start of the theme from Baymax. Yo, Cozy, W ball knowledge. I mean, I wasn't specifically trying to reference Big Hero 6, but that's a fire movie, and you're correct, that song is in Big Hero 6. Arabic mentioned, hell yeah. By the way, Kiwi, how is the Arabic learning going? It's like... not going. Cozy, thank you for the follow, twin. It's just not really going. Not to say that I forgot everything, like I'm pretty much in the same spot, but I'm not learning a ton. I ingest 3,600 grams of melatonin before driving every morning. You guys scare me. Retro, thank you for unfollowing and then refollowing. Okay. I have barely been paying attention to stream tonight. I'm just happy to be here. Glad to be here. Yo, Gwen, I'm glad that you're here too. Shout out, Gwen. My dopamine high eating soup and drinking water and canned tea. Hell yeah, Dreg. What am I reading? Why is she avoiding my questions? Dev, what did I avoid? What did I avoid? Babe, I have not avoided any of your questions. I've actually read every single message that you sent in the last 6 in chat. La 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 la. Cocaine or Pepsi? What? Liam, thank you for the follow, twin. W. Looking forward to the emotional changes estrogen will bring whenever I eventually get it. What are the emotional changes? I'm intrigued. I don't know much about estrogen, taking it, and its effect on one's body, and the psychological effects. Very peculiar. Kasane Taro, thank you for unfollowing me and refollowing. Not gonna lie, I think adrenaline has got everyone beat. True. Wait, you're high-key right. I used to think there were only like 8 neurotransmitters, and then I realized there were like 60. Thank you for the follow, Renchel. W twin. La 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 la. Kiwi is my favorite Arabic LARPer. Okay, to be fair, I wanted to learn it. Thank you for the follow, Meerkat. To be fair, I wanted to learn Arabic. I just got really hyperfixated and then lost the hyperfixation. So it's not that I've given up. It's just that I'm in a period of what's it called? Dormancy. You know, when a volcano like stops erupting? I'm not gone for good. Just you wait. I might hop back on that Arabic train anytime now. But for now, my Arabic progress is not astounding. Genuinely, what is the difference between serotonin and dopamine? Oh, okay, let me look it up so I make sure to answer your question correctly. I have a rough idea of each, but I'm not educated enough to know the specific differences. Let me see. So, dopamine's primary action is to control your motivation, seeking out rewards, repeating behaviors that promote survival. It directs your behaviors. It gives you motivation to do certain things. It's feeling good after you complete a certain task. It motivates you to repeat certain behaviors. Okay? So, having a low baseline dopamine level can make you feel fatigued, it can make you feel unmotivated, and having a lot, too much dopamine, that can be adjacent to addictions, impulsive behavior. Does that make sense? So it controls what you are motivated to do. Okay, serotonin promotes emotional stability, happiness, and satisfaction. Regulates your sleep, appetite, digestion, and anxiety. It is the calm, steady sense of peace and emotional balance that you feel after a good meal or during time spent socializing. And deficits of serotonin are strongly linked to depression, anxiety, and sleep issues. So, from what I'm understanding, dopamine is more directly controlling your motivations. It's a strong pull toward doing something that, evolutionarily speaking, would promote your survival. It can also cause addictions because of that intense high. Does that make sense? Whereas serotonin, from what I understand, is less intense. It's more like feeling content, feeling happy, feeling emotionally balanced. Does that make sense? Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Don't worry, I'm beating her up after stream. Please answer your boyfriend's questions. He is getting cross. Michelle, thank you for the 5 floors, twin. I appreciate it. Hello, Phoenix. Hello. Kiwi treats Twitch chat like it's a roulette. Okay. I like the follow sound effect. Thank you. I think that's good. Mama! Mama! Learning language takes time, and sometimes you may feel like you're not making progress, but after a long time, you'll see the results. Very true. Very true. It's easy to feel like you're not making any progress in the moment, but then you look back and it's like, damn, I actually know a lot. I don't know why, but kiwi always reminds me of a pineapple. Maybe it's because my hair goes like this. You know how a pineapple has the shape and then it goes... I kind of have the same thing. I have the shape and then... I mean, my hair is kind of low today, but usually it goes... poofy. La la la. Oh, hey Dev. Blush. Whispers. Not here. Hee. Phoenix? You're walking on thin ice. Be wary. Be wary. I just know selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors is what I'm on. Oh, interesting. I've read about SSRIs in that one book that I love LARPing about, The Psychology for Dummies. I know that it can be used to help with depression, although I high-key forgot like everything else that I read about it. Basically, from what I understand, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors help with feeling happy. Physical effects as I have experienced estrogen. Softer skin, lower pain threshold, loss of some muscle strength, fat redistributing slowly to thigh and legs. I did briefly take progesterone to promote breast growth, and it did work, but I had to come off of that as it gave me mood swings. But E plus T blocker is working well otherwise. Interesting. Interesting. La, 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 la. I have a serotonin deficiency. What is that like, Meatball Jones? What is that like? We need to spam chat with W Gwen and Go Gwen. W Banui. Dopamine is the treat your body gives you when doing cool things, and serotonin is your bed. It's just comfy and lets you live your life routinely. That's honestly like a really good way of putting it, twin. What can you say about becoming too obsessed over a friendship? That's a good question. Yo, somebody remind me of that once I'm done reading up on chat. Thank you, baby. Of course, baby. Do you think that ADHD was an advantage in hunter-gatherer societies and is only considered a mental illness because we're now expected to sit still at our school and jobs? Yes. Yes. I saw one explanation of it, so take this with a grain of salt. I saw one explanation of it, but it was that ancient societies needed people that were impulsive and craved novelty. People that wanted to go out and explore and, like, high-key be in danger sometimes. People that were daring and needed novelty and wanted to go out and see new places. And look at that, it's ADHD. Same thing with autism. I also believe that autistic people had a very important place in ancient societies because you pick one thing and become extremely good at it. Whatever your special interest is, you become extremely good at that, and you become extremely valuable to the community that you're in. One example that I saw was an autistic person in ancient times being obsessed with, was it herding? Like sheep, maybe? And understanding the sheep very well and being very skilled with herding. And it's like, it's what they're most passionate about. And because they're so passionate about this one thing and they divert a ton of their energy into this one thing, then it results in them being extremely skilled and extremely valuable to the community that they're in. Because from what I understand, in ancient societies, it was more common to have specialized roles. Like each person has this job that they do to contribute to the group. Whereas nowadays, it's kind of like, get a 9-to-5, sit in a cubicle. You don't really have as much freedom, and there's not as much of a small, tight-knit community. Everybody has their own job. It's more like a massive community where you just need to work a 9-to-5 to make enough money to survive. But again, I'm just LARPing as educated. I am not. So, if you agree or disagree, let me know. Let me know. I'm reading. Why am I hungry? Why am I hungry? Who the fuck just said Spanx? Why are we saying Spanx? Guys, what's happening? What the fuck did I just walk in on? I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Now I'm on dual action antidepressant with norepinephrine and serotonin. Norepinephrine. Did I say that correctly? Because I think you're talking about norepinephrine, but you spelled it incorrectly. Interesting. That's a medication that I also learned about. Damn, sometimes I wish that my memory was better because I read so much, but I forget so much of it. Like, if I don't go back and study it a billion times, it's all gone. It's really sad. ADHD caveman be like, sorry, I started to hunt for a woolly mammoth and then I found some shiny berries and I was like, what are those? And then I sat with the tribal storyteller learning berry lore and I forgot to get any food. That's funny. My lips are hella chapped, not gonna lie. Autism is a superpower. I don't care if my peers call me insane, it's true. My perspective on that is that autism isn't a curse or a superpower. It is neutral. There are good things and there are bad things. There are benefits and there are detriments. And to make a universal statement that autism is a superpower for everybody, I feel like is a bit insensitive. I mean, if you have autism and you think it's a superpower, that's awesome. But there are people who can't even support themselves. There are people who need full-time caretakers. There are many people who struggle with emotional processing, with communication. For example, in a very, very specific, small example, me and socializing. I am not good at socializing. I feel very awkward. I feel like an alien when I try to sound neurotypical and interact with people. That's not a superpower to me. That's really icky and uncomfortable and hard. Things like working. Having autism can make working a lot harder. It can make working a 9-to-5 a lot harder. It can be working in customer service exponentially harder. That's not a superpower. Now, it can have benefits as well. For example, if you work in a field that you're hyperfixated on, or like a field that is adjacent or similar to your special interest, then autism can be greatly helpful because you have that extra passion, that extra motivation. You get to engage in your special interest daily, which is awesome. It has other things like the way you perceive the world, sensory processing. Sure, it can have some bad parts, like overstimulation, but I would argue that it also can have some good parts. I really enjoy some simple things. I really enjoy some sensory things like squishies. I love squishies. I love water. I love the feeling of water. I love the sound of water. And apparently it's like a relatively common occurrence amongst the autistic community. I could be wrong on this, but from what I've heard, apparently a non-zero number of autistic people really enjoy water, like lakes, rivers, bodies of water, sprinklers. So I found that silly. There are absolutely benefits and detriments when it comes to autism. That's why I always say it's not a curse and it's not a superpower. And one thing that I see a lot is there will be neurotypical people or just like non-autistic people who are trying to be supportive and they have good intentions. And they say, autism is a superpower. And it's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I understand you're trying to be nice and I appreciate that. But it's not a superpower. And to me, it just sounds like you either don't understand the full scope of what autism can entail, or you do understand it and you're just writing it off. You're just invalidating the struggles of these people. La, la, la. I think people overestimate the effect of evolution in psychology. Something doesn't have to be advantageous, it just has to work well enough to reproduce. I mean, correct. Correct. Evolution is all about, does this trait maximize your survival? It doesn't mean that it has to turn you into like an immortal god or anything. I don't really understand your point, Twin. Jono. Anyway, holy up. Holy up. Blah blah. SSRIs are blah. SSRIs are actually specifically best for mood management as a whole. I have a serotonin deficiency and my baseline is really low, but I could experience really strong positive emotions. Like I could experience strong joy, although it was a little dull, but I could not experience contentness before I was medicated. It's like my spectrum of emotions had a big hole in it, and I was terrified all the time. That's very fascinating, Meatball Jones. Thank you for sharing, Twin. SSRIs help manage my anxiety and OCD by managing my stress so it's less extreme and more balanced. I can now feel better than I could before, and my baseline is higher. That's awesome, Twin. I'm glad the medication helped you. So, that's something that I did notice when I was studying medications. One of the very few things that I actually remembered is that it's not black and white. It is not like, oh, you're depressed? Take SSRIs. Increase your amount of serotonin. It is not that simple. In fact, some things seem paradoxical. For example, taking stimulants for ADHD. Some people who don't understand a lot about medication and ADHD might say, why in the world would you take stimulants when you have this disorder that makes you very energetic and impulsive? If you have, well, I suppose either inattentive or hyperactive ADHD, both times you're kind of scattered, you're all over the place. So it's like, why would you want to take, oh, she's gonna yap her. Oh, he thinks I'm a yapper. So it's like, why would you take stimulants when you are already so stimulated, seemingly? So a lot of medication things are very paradoxical. I can't remember the specifics of it, but I remember something similar occurring with anxiety and some medications that are given for anxiety. Same with depression. If I recall correctly, there was like, what's it called? A certain type of drug that, I'm just gonna stop talking because I don't remember enough. I could try and pull up the page where it talked about this. I'll do that sometime so I can actually get my facts right. A lot of medications are paradoxical. Hi Kiwi, I think if you're struggling with mental health, you should go insane. Go to group therapy, eat the drywall. Hell yeah, Twin. Therapy is awesome. Hello, Freak Tea Girl. How are you doing, Twin? Why am I hungry? Because you haven't eaten food. I left, and when I came back, Kiwi is yelling, why are we saying Spanx? Autism is a blessing because it gave us house. Babe, you never sound neurotypical. Oh. True, I should have specified in my case it is 100% sucks. To the point of not being able to call it that for some people. Understood, Liam. Understood. Kiwi asked for my experience with serotonin deficiency, then didn't read it, sighed. I'm pretty sure I did, Meatball. Did I skip something? Yeah, masking is something I do all the time, but it does drain you. And if you want a trans perspective on autism, doctors didn't see me as autistic as a kid because back then only boys were thought to be like that, and women, including tree transition egg people like me, couldn't have it. We all can, both cis and trans, but it took doctors ages to realize it. That's very true, and that's something that I LARP about all the time. It's that it's more difficult for minorities to get diagnosed. Period. Period. And I'll stand by that. And it's a very sad fact. I have heard in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, I have heard that some autistic women will get misdiagnosed with BPD. I have also heard that a lot of the research done in the field of autism was done on men. exclusively men for the longest time. So it's like we're going in with this sort of imbalance, like an unlucky spawn. Like the research that exists is so skewed. And only now, only in recent times have we started to just like change that. Blah, 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 blah. Aww. Oh my gosh, she's gonna yap for 89 years now. Meow. She's cute when she's yapping. Nice hat, Kiwi. Thank you, Kyranet. I appreciate it. This thing is surprisingly balanced. It's surprisingly stable. Like, I can move my head around. I'm autistic NB and was misdiagnosed with BPD first. Makes sense. I'm sorry to hear that, by the way, twin. Kiwi, did you see my message about Dev? Was it about him comforting you? Sounds about right. He's such a cutie. It feels like a lot of people like to assign abstract morality to things that don't have any. Autism is just a different state of being. It's not good or evil, it just is. I'm picking up what you're putting down, twin. I would say that I agree with that. I also think that it's nice to be proud of autism, regardless of how you consider it morally speaking. I think it's nice to support each other as a community. Things like Disability Pride Month happening right now. Because no matter how you see it, on the scale of morality, having autism in modern society is difficult. It's more difficult than a neurotypical experience in modern society. So the fact that we're still here and we're still trying is something to be celebrated, regardless of how you see it, morally speaking. What is the difference between ADD and ADHD? Good question, Casanetero. ADD is an outdated term. We now say ADHD... Wait. Fuck, which one was it? It was either the inattentive or the hyperactive type. Attention deficit, yeah, no shit. Which one? People who previously would have been diagnosed with ADD usually fall into the modern classification of inattentive type ADHD. Period. So, we used to say ADD as its own diagnosis. Now we call it inattentive type ADHD. There are 3 types of ADHD. There's inattentive type, which is exactly what it sounds like. You are inattentive. Inattentive is much more internalized. It could be harder to diagnose because it's less running around, bouncing off the walls. Imagine a small child that is extremely energetic, standing up in class, interrupting. That's like your textbook... Fuck. What's it called? Hyperactive ADHD. Whereas inattentive ADHD is much more internalized. It doesn't look like constantly standing up and running around and having a bunch of energy. It could look like being very forgetful, struggling with task paralysis, things that are much more internalized in your brain. So that's the first type, inattentive. The second type is hyperactive. That's exactly what it sounds like. You're hyperactive. You're restless. You gotta move around. You can't sit still. You're standing up in class. You want to stand up at work. And the third type is combined. It's both of those. I have been diagnosed with combined type ADHD, although I think I largely reside more on the inattentive side. I don't think I'm very hyperactive. I don't trust the professional that did my diagnosis anyway. And I'm surprised that I even squeaked out a diagnosis because this individual seemed to have very outdated thinking. Luckily, I was so blatantly having ADHD that I managed to squeak out the diagnosis regardless, but some of this person's observations and thoughts were very questionable. Yeah, but anyway, I think I'm more lean to the side of inattentive ADHD. Mine was largely internalized, which is part of the reason why it was so hard to diagnose. It's because it looked like me sitting in front of my homework for 2 hours crying because I couldn't get it done. Because I couldn't focus. I just couldn't get my brain onto it. And this happened for years. And I always thought that it was because I was lazy and because I just wasn't working hard enough. And I would sit in front of my math homework crying because I just couldn't get focused. It's not that I couldn't do it. I could. Like, it was easy. But getting my brain focused on it was so hard. And doing that consistently for the 30 fucking problems that I had, I would cry in front of my math homework. Simultaneously, I had a 4.8 GPA. I was a very smart kid. but I was still doing terribly in some areas. And that was my inattentive ADHD. Because I was a smart kid and I learned how to mask and get around some things, I could utilize my skills outside of memorization. I wouldn't study for tests. I couldn't get myself to do it, but I would still do well. I just white-knuckled my way through school, and therefore nobody suspected me of having ADHD. Now, the professional who diagnosed me also thought that I had hyperactive... Wait, what's it called? Fuck, what? Why do I keep forgetting what they're called? My brain's like so off today. Inattentive type, hyperactive type. Yeah. So, the professional who diagnosed me also thought that I had hyperactive type ADHD, so therefore combined type. And I guess I can see it, like I can see some elements of it, but I am much more inattentive. My ADHD is very internalized. Very, very internalized. It looked like for my entire life thinking that I was just lazy and it was all my fault and it's because I wasn't working hard enough. I was the problem. I didn't know that it was not supposed to be so incredibly hard to just do things. I thought that it was a self-discipline issue. I thought, damn, I need to get better because all of these people are doing better than me. They're not on their phones all day. They're going out there and exercising. They're doing their homework. They're doing well. So I must be the problem. It must be because I'm just not working hard enough. I always blamed myself. I also had very positive role models, but role models that did not have ADHD. So I would compare myself to them and think, okay, I need to be like them. Obviously, it's because they have self-discipline and I don't. I'm the problem, so I need to just work harder. As a child, I was very obsessed with self-discipline. And it turns out that was because I struggled with it so much due to my ADHD, but I didn't know it was due to my ADHD. I thought it was just because I had poor self-discipline. Meow! I took a shit and electricity came back and she's still yapping about ADHD. Hi, I'm on medication for 4 years and I see psychologists since 2015, but it's all useless and no one cares. I'm sorry to hear that, twin. Hello, Nome. Nome? How are you doing, twin? It is true that some professionals should not be professionals, and that is a very sad fact, because therapy, when done right, when the person is actually qualified, is extremely helpful. Therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and medication, actual medication, have been shown to be equally effective for treating depression. Equally. Therapy and medication that you consume have been found to be equally effective. So it's not that therapy doesn't work. It's just that sometimes we don't have the right therapist. Hello, Ames. How are you doing, twin? How are you doing? And believe me, I've had my fair share of not having the right therapist. Hello, Static Void. Greetings, twin. Meow. Since there's the topic of SSRI, random reminder that many mood regulators and antidepressants have really dangerous interactions with grapefruits. To anyone taking these meds, check if yours is one of those and be careful. Thank you, twin. Guys, if you're on SSRIs or many mood regulators, be careful about eating grapefruits. Maybe a common warning, but often people aren't aware. I wasn't aware. Hey guys. Hi guys. I am so behind. I'm sitting on the toilet right now. Wow, we got the live updates from Dev. Wait, I just realized you have an octopus on your head. Bro, I got an email telling me to get a job saying they will help me. Really, Dev? Wait, that's so exciting. I gotta scroll, holy shit. Holy shit. Bro said I don't think I'm hyperactive. Do you hear yourself when when you're in VC with me? Okay. La 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 la. Why is NASA in the chat? Okay, Benui, enjoy your lurk, twin. W Gwen, W Benui. Oh man, I once burst into tears at school and the teacher just said, tears won't work on me, as if I was doing it on purpose for sympathy rather than being genuinely sad. That's so evil, bro. That reminds me of one time in kindergarten, my mother was volunteering in the class and it was time for her to go. Like, she was done volunteering, and I started crying because she was leaving, and I didn't want her to leave. And the evil supervisor that was watching us during recess saw me crying and, like, separated me from my friend. So, like, no, she needs to be by herself or something. Like, punished me for crying because my mama left. Like, shout out teachers. Teachers are severely underpaid. They go through so much, but some people are evil. What you're describing is exactly what's happening to me, almost literally the same. Twin Ahmed? I'm like a 7.5 out of 10. That's good to hear, Gwen. That's good to hear. I almost forgot, but in 11th grade, I got a therapist, finally. But the first guy was just focused on my ADHD, but I don't give a fuck about that because I can manage my ADHD fine on my own, so I had to switch. I mean, the whole reason I asked for therapy was because I was depressed. I do not care about my ADHD. It's a non-issue. That actually, hearing you say that reminded me, in the past, I went to a school-provided therapist, or like a person that helps students that are having issues. I went to talk to this individual. Good Lord, why were they getting paid? I sit down, and this individual starts telling me about their son. And, like, family drama.
Meow 3.
Meow 3. Yo, Sweetie Pepper, thank you so much for the 100 gay florps and the meow. Can I please get a W, Sweetie Pepper? W Pepper. Thank you, Pepper. I literally sat down with this professional. I talked for maybe like 6 or 7 minutes, and the rest of it was just them telling me about their family and then their son, and just yapping about their life. Brother, why is this person getting paid? Like, I get it wasn't an actual therapist per se. I don't think it was supposed to be a therapist, but it was like some sort of mental health helper, a professional, someone who's supposed to like do their job. And it literally turned into me sitting there listening to small talk about their family. Hello, Thigh Wivey. Yo, this Kira dude mad funny. I think we should all sub to him with Twitch Prime. Okay. Some people just don't respond well to talk therapy, and that's okay. I'm unfamiliar with not responding well to therapy. Could you elaborate on that, Sweetie Pepper? Because all I know is the research that suggests that it's equally effective as medication for depression. And I do understand having negative experiences with therapists, but I can't quite wrap my head around not benefiting from therapy, period. Not saying that I don't believe it at all and that I refuse to believe it, but given the information that I know right now, I have a very hard time believing that there are some people that are just never going to benefit from therapy, period. Like, it's impossible. Yeah, babe, you are so behind. You will reply to the rest in next stream. Oh, we gotta type faster. Oh my. La 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 la. Yo, Kira, back me up. I'm taking a shit. Yo, Dev is right. What? Kiwi is so behind, she won't even know we're saying this. My mother, who has had a kid that went to rehab, one that's currently an outpatient, and another that has borderline eating disorder, is trying to become a therapist. This shit insane. Not a great track record. Not a great track record. Okay. La, la, la. Kiwi is in for a doozy when she gets to the poop roleplay part of the chat. Yo, Carrot, unfortunately, that was not roleplay. She skipped the fecal dilation message. Fuck, that was a banger. Bro, what? Oh my gosh. Dev says, I'm taking a shit. Kira says, sending fecal dilation waves toward Tunisia. You really wanted me to read that, huh? You really wanted me to read that. Okay. Meow. 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 I saw something. I worry my therapist hates me. That's a worry that I understand because it's like high-key one that I would have. But one thing that I like to remind myself of is your therapist's main job is to provide you with information to help you. Let's assume the absolute worst, and let's assume that your therapist actually dislikes you, which is unlikely, by the way. Which is unlikely, but let's assume the worst. Even if they dislike you, their job isn't to like you. Their job is to listen to your problems and give you advice or refer you to a psychiatrist, give you practical solutions for those problems. So they can still accomplish that job even if they don't like you. And that's assuming the worst, because chances are they don't hate you. Meow. The only way Kiwi would catch up with chat is if she sets up like a 1 hour slow mode. Oh. Kiwi's here talking about bad therapists and whatnot, and there's poop roleplay on the side. Oh my gosh. I think the people that therapy doesn't work on are people that are in a state of like melancholy and they want to be sad and for people to pity for them and don't intend on improving. I feel like it's very convoluted because I feel like a therapist could even help somebody in that situation because they could potentially clock that this person is just attention seeking and wanting to be sad, and they could help them through that and teach them to not need external validation and to seek connection in ways other than making people feel sorry for them. I don't know, that's a bit hyper-specific. Okay. Don't start again. Do not start again. Don't start again. I can't bring myself to tell a therapist my problems. That's another very valid point, Kirby. I've heard that a lot, actually. I've heard that a lot. I think it's just something that gets easier with time. Because, yeah, it is kind of awkward. It is kind of awkward. I cannot space out for 1 minute without something happening. Okay, this streamer will never catch up with chat. Hi, Dev. Hi, baby. La. I'm glad she read that message. Hawk Tua. Oh my gosh. Some people don't do well with therapy because they don't want to do the work. True, that's a very good point. It's not that they can't benefit from therapy. It's just that if you're not willing to actually put in the work that is required, then you might not benefit. Because, from what I understand, some things that a therapist might suggest include actions to be taken by the person getting therapy. Lifestyle changes. Mental exercises. I've been reading a lot of books on anxiety lately, and I've studied a lot of tactics, like actual tactics to use. For example, meditative practices or breathing techniques. These are things that can benefit you, especially if you have anxiety, but you have to actually do it. Let's say I go to a therapist appointment and I sit there and the therapist tells me, all right, you should do this, this, and this for your anxiety. I'm like, okay. And then I go home and I don't do it. I'm not going to get the benefit from that piece of advice just by sitting in the therapist's room. I need to actually take the action myself. So you're right. If somebody isn't willing to put in the work, there's a chance that they wouldn't benefit as much from therapy. Good night, Qster. Good night, Rizo. I took extra rations from the basement. All right, Mist. Okay. Can therapists use their powers for evil? I would assume they could, Bodhi. Chat, what's your input on this? I would assume they could. I'm very attentive and mindful when it comes to therapists because they can absolutely be an amazingly helpful tool, but it can also be not good if you get a therapist that isn't qualified. That's why I like to keep myself pretty educated as possible, so that I can be very aware, very attentive when I'm in a setting like therapy. Is there something on my hair? What is this? It's a fuzz. Look at it. Do you see that? It's like a little fuzzy. Oh, it's from the bear. Oh, I see. I'm sucking my toes. That's my boyfriend right there. Okay. Kiwi uses triple reseated math.random to decide what message she reads. I'm doing a lot better after hearing Kiwi say fecal dilation. Is this the chat of all time? You are correct in that it doesn't matter if my therapist doesn't like me, lol. She does a good job regardless. See, that's good. Like, I hope she does like you, and there's a good chance that she does not in fact hate you. But even if she did, in this worst case unlikely scenario, you can still benefit from it. Every poo-poo time is a pee-pee time, but not every pee-pee time is a poo-poo time. Alright. Alright, Dev. W, Dev. Oh my gosh. His writing is this fire? I'm gonna become a therapist so I can use my dark psychology. Okay, Kasanetero. La 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 la. At Kiwi Draws, let's talk about psychology. Just chatting. English. Is this an AI? Is Twitch training AI chatters and this is like the prototype? Y'all seeing this? At Kiwi Draws, let's talk about psychology. Just chatting. English. And that was all they said. This has got to be an AI. La, 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 la. They 100% do. There's a bug in my hair? No, there's not. Shut up. They 100% do. They bake psych stuff into apps and ads to get you addicted and to get you to buy things. Oh, you mean like corporations and entities that utilize psychology to take advantage of you? Like gambling or social media and such? I completely agree. I was just on the topic of therapy specifically. La 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 la. Why is she picking the spider off of her shirt? Oh my, the fuzz. No, like, what if they are a good therapist, but they intentionally manipulate people for their own benefits? I don't understand how you would manipulate someone as a therapist. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but like, what are you gonna do? Because your relationship should be professional, and it should largely stay contained to the sessions. I know some people can text their therapist, but from what I understand, you are supposed to contain your interactions to the therapy sessions. So like, what are they gonna accomplish? Even if you had this terrible narcissistic person who is trying to manipulate their patients, what would they gain? What would they gain? Their job is to help you with your mental problems and suggest courses of actions. And if they're not doing that, then what are they doing? Good night, every pony. I just ate an entire box of blueberries. Hope that increases my chances of getting the diarrhea parasite. Kiwi should do an AO3 fanfic reading stream. There's a bug. Wait, is there? No, it's just a fuzz again. Man. Or was it a bug? Maybe it was a bug, and then I accidentally looked at the fuzz instead of the bug, and the bug is still in my room. La 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 la. Inkling? That's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea. We've tried to do that before, actually. That was so funny. Therapists could absolutely use their knowledge for evil. Sweetie Pepper, I don't deny that. But do you have any, like, explanation of what would happen? Because I'm curious to see what that would look like. La 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 la. Nah, your hair is bugged. Kiwi, what should I make for dinner? Grilled cheese. Grilled cheese. I love grilled cheese. That was the most cat-like reaction I've ever seen. That's a compliment. Thank you, Nina. That's a compliment. Blah, 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 blah. There was an intense vibrating sound. Yeah, that was just the creature. Don't worry about it. That was the creature. They manipulated me into becoming healthier. No! See, like, I don't doubt that a therapist can manipulate their patients. I'm just curious as to what that would look like. What would they accomplish? For the money, Dev? For the money. But, like, as a patient, either I'm seeing improvements because of the therapy sessions, or I'm not. Also, I would argue that, like, the more improvement you see because of the therapy, the more a patient is likely to keep coming back. So, manipulating them for the money, what would that even look like? Because if you're not doing your job, then chances are there's a higher possibility that the patient's going to be like, all right, I'm not seeing any benefits from this. You don't seem to be doing your job well. I'm going to leave. And you're not going to get my money. again, like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but I really struggle to see many feasible scenarios in which a therapist could manipulate their patients. I'm not saying it's not possible. I believe it's totally possible, but I'm just curious as to what that would look like. Because for the money, I feel like the best way to manipulate your clients into giving you the most money is to be a good therapist. I guess maybe you could try and make them feel dependent on you, which would be really fucked up. I guess you're right. But like from my perspective, I would give the most money to a therapist if they were good. Period. You don't manipulate people that are healthy enough to recognize the therapy. Oh, wait, that's a good point, Carrot. You don't manipulate people that are healthy enough to recognize that the therapy isn't helpful. Interesting. That's a good point. That's a good point. See, because I don't go to therapy right now, but if I did, I would be very attentive. Y'all know psychology is one of my biggest special interests. I would be like fact checking them, like going bar for bar with them. I would be very attentive and I would be monitoring everything that they tell me and their behavior and their qualification for the job of being a therapist. I would be constantly monitoring that. But you're right, there are some people that maybe don't understand themselves well, maybe don't understand therapy as a whole well. Maybe. Potentially. That was Dev trying to break out of the basement. The vibrating was Dev. That was just a creature. Don't worry about it. Putting a slice of cheese on the grill? Kind of hard to eat, don't you think? No, it's just like eating an elephant. You can eat the grill, you just have to go one bite at a time. That's a joke, by the way, don't eat grills. Next stream, Kiwi rap battling a therapist. La 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 la. Hello, Paul is mad feed George. Greetings, twin. How are you doing today? On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, be honest. No drawing, no New Zealand, blocked again. Okay. La 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 la. Oh wait. The law in Egypt where I live is that therapists or doctors generally can only expose their patients if they are doing a crime or intend on doing a crime. True. That's right, there are some pieces of information that, when shared with a therapist, that therapist is required to report on it. Same goes for teachers, actually, I believe. Hey, baby, I'm going out to eat. Is that okay? Yes, that's okay, baby. Send me pictures, okay? Send me pictures. Why can't we eat girls? Bro, what? Huh? La 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 la. Anyway, Kiwo, please answer the question. Why am I being included in W Benuis? I just heard a sound. Because Benui told me to. Am I going insane? I just heard a chirping. It sounded like it was inside my brain. Not that, I mean the other thing. You gotta prey on the weak of mind, make them dependent on you even if it hurts them. You become their drug. It's similar to an abusive partner. Interesting, that is very bad. That is indeed very bad. What would be the way to go about that? If you are somebody who is weak of mind, what would be the way to go about that? Like, I'm asking this genuinely. Would it be to study the purposes of therapy, what a good therapist looks like? To reflect a lot on your own emotions, to try and identify, do I feel dependent on this person? To pay very close attention to their behavior so that even if you're not good at recognizing those things, you can still brute force your way through it and think like, I feel very dependent on them. I only feel relief when I'm talking to them. They don't seem to be giving me resources to manage my problems on the long term by myself. They seem to be giving me short-term relief. Like, maybe if you just, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Like, if somebody is weak of mind, what could they do to protect themselves? If they're going to therapy, but they want to make sure they're not going to get manipulated, what could they do? Not just YOLO life and go with the flow type shit. La 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 la. Kiwi, can you pause stream while I go make dinner? Alright, sounds good. Yo, look at this cat. Look at him. Look at how cute! Oh, look at how he jumps. And then the way he spins in the air like a pizza. Look at the kiwi! Oh. Is it okay to out, baby? Yes, it is okay to out, Dev. Bye, baby. Bye, baby. La 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 la. Why are we getting freaky in my chat? Yo, guys, what am I looking at right now? Guys, be honest, what am I looking at? We need to stay in the basement. Outside world is dangerous for us. That's correct, that's correct. That's correct. La 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 la. Thank you, streamer W Gwen. W Benui. Ended stream. Bro, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, today is exactly a year since we got one of my cats. Aww! W cat anniversary. Fun fact, Kiwi, I made my therapist cry. In a good way, to be clear. I just think that's kind of funny, not gonna lie. I can provide more context if you want. You made your therapist cry, but in a good way. The outside world smells of wildfire smoke right now. That's bad, but high-key it smells fire. It smells like barbecue Lay's. Gwen, how did you make your therapist cry? I really want to give a thorough answer on the evil therapist question. Y'all hear that? That's the creature. That's the creature. Just stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know who could be waiting for you. Just stay vigilant. I really want to give a thorough answer on the evil therapist question, but I'm not on my lunch break anymore, so I might have to share my answer another time. Okay, Sweetie Pepper. Good luck with work, twin. Kiwi, can you end stream? Okay. I'm gonna make coffee and either grilled cheese, or if we have them, pierogies? What is that? That sounds fire. They gave them the crying potion. Ah, yes, you're right, Kyle. Kiwi, why are you called Kiwi? That's a good question. It's because in middle school, I had to pick a username. And I thought, I want to be quirky, so I'm going to pick this random fruit, but I can't just spell it the way it's supposed to be spelled. I have to be different. I have to be special. I have to be unique. So instead of having it be Kiwi with I and I had to be Kiwi with EE and I. She picked Hey Kids. Okay. Yeah, I did, but that was a long time ago. Coffee and grilled cheese sounds like a weird combination. High-key it does, but I like both of them, so I won't complain. I have to sneeze. Oh my gosh, I have to do the Kahoot sometime. Y'all know that I'm working on a Kiwi Kahoot that has like 70 questions, right? You guys remember the Kahoot, right? One of these days, we are going to play Kahoot. As one big happy family, we're going to play Kahoot. And there will be a reward for the winner. There will be a reward. Keep that in mind. In 12th grade, I had to write an essay about who I admire most. It was only supposed to be a page, but I wrote 3.5 pages and got out of the rest of the packet because of that. And the essay was so good, it made everyone who read it cry. It even made my English teacher cry twice, so it's got a 200% success rate. Damn! That's so sweet. Guys, Benui cries every time I see chat. Everyone has subs. That's amazing. Truly, by the way, truly. W Benui, twin. W Benui. This Benui is so generous. Like, seriously. Look at all the subs in chat. Look at that. It's just a bunch of Kiwis. How do I study for the Kahoot? That's a good question. See, there's this channel called Kiwi Draws. I don't know if you've heard of it. The answer may lie in said channel. Coffee and grilled cheese sounds interesting, though it depends on the type of coffee and cheese. Honestly, a glass of wine with a nice Gruyere grilled cheese would be delicious. Sounds like you have a very refined palate. Yo, Puzzle Man, thank you for the follow, twin. See, I have a very autistic palate. I don't like wine. I only like cold brew and water. Water's pretty good. I really like grilled cheese. I remember in high school when I got to write a story in an exam and I just wrote anime plots. I remember. No. Back in middle school, we had this project for language arts where we had to write a story, and I kind of popped off. Yes, cold brew coffee. I kind of popped off. We were supposed to write like a couple pages. I wrote like 10. I went kind of crazy. And I remember I named the main character Ness because I was really interested in Super Smash Bros. At the time, and I always used Ness. I mained Ness. So I named the main character in my novel Ness. And it was about some freaky, like, simulation type shit. Like, I don't even remember. And there was like a little brother or something, and the simulation and the something rather. I don't even remember. All I remember is his name was Ness. Banui slinging out all the sandwiches. What? What? What do you mean, twin? La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, why does my lip itch? Dude, how do people wear makeup? Like, genuinely, I struggle so much just wearing lipstick. I always want to, like, blow my nose or, like, scratch all over, and see, like, I did that, and then lipstick gets on my finger. And then I take off some of my lipstick. I don't understand how people can wear full faces of makeup. I've done it before, like, for specific reasons. I used to have to wear a full face of makeup somewhat frequently, and it's so hard to not scratch or, like, rub my face. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally rubbed my eyes when I have eye makeup on. Okay. Subs equals sandwiches. Oh. Another fun fact about that essay, not only did it make everyone who read it cry, I also cried as I wrote it. Holy moly! Oh my goodness gracious! Thank you so much, Kyle. Can I please get a W, Kyle, immediately? Yo, twin, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Yo, shout out to my YouTube members, bro. I've been having a lot of fun with memberships on YouTube. W, Kyle, twin, thank you so much. Thank you, twin. La 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 la, bum, bum. Did you know that every single night I edit and post my video and I make it members only? I publish it as soon as I'm done editing, but I make it members only until noon the next day. Until noon. That's my methodology. I feel like it's not super clear. It kind of looks like I randomize when I upload. That's because I upload my video as soon as I finish editing, but I schedule it. So it goes from members only to public. So the members get to have like a sneak peek. La la la. I have to try not to touch my face if I have stuff on the whole shebang. And I've learned to just reapply lipstick when I eat. I just sit at the table after I'm done, then I reapply while using my phone as a mirror. That's like cunty too. Reapplying lipstick. But like, what if I'm out and I don't have lipstick with me? Kira, why did you just at Thicky Phoenix? Hello. La 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 la. Everyone go listen to Frey's cover of Heartless. That's my autistic son. Okay. So, guys, I need to film a video today, but I don't know what to film. Tomorrow is my big filming day. Kiwi, I used to be called Phoenix. Really? Retro, your name used to be Phoenix? No, not the iceberg video. It needs to be something small. I'm just gonna yap in front of the camera. At Abodi Khedr. How do I say that? That's like Khedr. No, that's Aura. Bro added himself. Film a video on Hawk Tua. Bro. Kiwi, can you name all 50 states and capitals? No. I don't even think I can name all 50 states. Browse the Steam page and just see shit. Talk about lawns. Talk about the poop roleplay situation. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. La la la. Green grapes tier list? That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Hey, I don't mean to bring the mood down or anything, but I don't have anyone to talk to about this, and this seems like a safe place. I'm glad you think that, twin. So I was wondering if you had any advice for me on stopping SH. It's been a problem. I'm gonna call it shh, by the way. I don't know how Twitch feels about this topic, so I'm just gonna say shh. It's been a problem for me for about 2 years now, and I just don't know what to do anymore. Hello, Twin. I'm very sorry to hear that, Twin. How are you doing today on a scale from 1 to 10? I am not extremely experienced in such a topic. Guys, do you have any advice for sort of using alternatives? Oh, one thing that I do know is using an ice cube and holding it to the point where it gets painful, and that can kind of give a sensory distraction. Another tactic that I know is drawing on yourself, like with a red pen. Those are 2 tactics that I've heard of. Now, I can't confirm or deny their effectiveness, but I have heard them quite a few times. So I would assume that they were at least a little bit effective. I would also guess that there's a lot. I plucked body hair instead of doing that. That's a good idea too. Running helped me. That's so good. Running is so healthy. That's so good. Kiwi, do you know about executive dysfunction? Because I struggle with it heavily and I don't really understand how to overcome it. Yes, I know all about executive dysfunction. I am the executive dysfunction king. Do you wonder why it takes me 2 hours to start stream every day? When I say I'm streaming at 6 p.m. sharp today, and then I stream at like 8:30, it's because it's so hard to just sit down and get into streaming mode. I have to like switch the mode of my brain. It's like a very harsh transition. Once I'm streaming, it's fine, but like actually transitioning is so hard. Yeah, so I'm not super educated on the topic that I'm not going to mention by name because I don't want to get like taken down or anything. But I would guess that the 2 things that I listed are good. I think plucking body hair would also be a really good alternative. And what Kirby said, running, that's very nice. I would assume that trying to improve your overall mental health would be a very good step, and running can help do that. So I feel like that's less a short-term, like, oh, I have this desire, but I'm gonna pluck body hair instead to negate the desire, or to offset it. It's less short-term, but it's more like long-term, addressing the underlying mental health issues that may contribute to such a desire, if that makes sense. Things like running, sleeping well, eating well, obvious things that your mother would tell you, but there is a lot of benefit to improving your overall mental health so that you don't have to rely as much over time on short-term fixes. Even though short-term fixes are hella valid, utilize them, Twin. I believe in you. I may not have advice, but you are strong, you are an amazing person, and we are here for you. Oh yeah, Mist. Well said, Twin. Really hope you get better soon. Sending all the good vibes over to you. You got this, cutie. W. Mist, thank you so much for the gifted sub, Twin. W, Mist. Can I please get a W, Mist? Immediately. W, Mist. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kiwi, do you know about internal versus external locus of control? Are you trying to get me to yap? Because I will. I will. Do you want to talk about do you want to talk about locus of control? Hi, Phoenix. Exercising helps so much. Truth. Zamba, but gender fluid now. Extremely true. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. Running literally saved me. I was so depressed during COVID. Oh my gosh, I was so depressed. I was in the darkest point of my entire life. And then toward the end of COVID, I started running. My life went like this. And I'm talking intense running. I'm talking like 30 miles per week running. And the quality of my life actually just skyrocketed. Now, of course, this might not work for everybody. I mean, everybody's different, but exercise is lovely. Blah, 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 blah. Locus of control? You wanna talk about locus of control? I don't run much anymore, but I run a little bit. I'll jog a little bit during my walks. Blah, blah, blah. If you actually want to talk about locus of control, just let me know. Let me know, I'm always down. Runners using their propaganda to get you into their cult. Okay. Yeah, the cult of being healthy and feeling really good. Also, runner's high is a very real thing. runner's high is very, 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 very real. What is it? Is it endorphins? I think it's endorphins. I'm like 99% sure. Runner's high. La 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 la. Endocannabinoids. Endorphins and dopamine. Period. Period. Exercise? I thought you said extra fries. I don't know why, and it's very stupid, but why am I embarrassed of running in public? So that's actually a really valid point about you. I noticed I was talking with Dev, and apparently where he lives, it's not feasible to just go on a run outside. Where I live, there's sidewalks. There's people running all the time, so it feels normal. Good night, Phoenix. So it feels normal when you go out on a run. It doesn't feel like anybody's judging you. If you just go on a drive, you'll probably see somebody running on the street. Like, it's not uncommon at all. But where Dev lives, there's not really sidewalks. And even if there are, like, the occasional sidewalk or two, it's very inaccessible. And it's so crowded, and there's so many, like, twists and turns. It's not really feasible to run. So I think as a result, much, much, much less people run in public. And as a result, between the fact that it's not very feasible and there's no room to run, and the fact that nobody does it, Dev doesn't want to run in public. Because it's not feasible. There's not the space for it. Which makes sense. And I'm wondering, maybe you're in a similar situation. I don't know if you have, like, tons of nice walkable sidewalks, but I know that lacking nice walkable sidewalks puts a serious barrier when it comes to running. Dev does all of his running at the gym. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but don't feel stupid about it. That's a valid concern. I'm lucky enough to live in an area where running is considered normal. People run all the time. I just started now paying attention. Are we controlling a locust army now? Close. Close. Casanetero asked about locus of control. I've lived in towns without sidewalks. See, like, that's another good point. What if you don't have sidewalks? Period. What if you don't have sidewalks? Curious. And it's really unfortunate because treadmills are still lovely, but you don't get the benefit of being outside. There is so much benefit to exercising outside, getting that vitamin D. Oh my gosh, like, going on a run without my phone is so healing for me. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Phoenix, my name used to be Phoenix a long time ago. Why did you transition? I have, like, one nice sidewalk I can run on. Oh, it's the one by the river, isn't it? I think I remember that. You should start running right now, even. They are coming. Alright, Kira. Whatever, bro. Whatever. I'm drinking water, by the way. I'm about to run down to the store to buy chips and soda. Aura calls me penis. Okay. Guys, what video should I make? What video should I make? I'm surprised you remember that. I remember random things. Like, really random things. I don't know. Running outside in this heat? Period. That's why I haven't been running lately. I've been walking. Today, I went on a walk and I ran for like 45 seconds consecutively, if that. It's so grueling. Stay safe, stay hydrated. It's so hot out right now. Hypixel Skyblock video? Twin, that's such a good idea, but I'm banned on Hypixel. Watching every Final Fantasy XIV trailer. In Egypt, there's no sidewalk. Motorcycles make no distinction between the sidewalk and the road. That's what I noticed in Tunisia. When I was in Tunisia, that's what I noticed. How are you banned on Hypixel? People always ask this, and I already described it. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't. No. It's not because of my name. No. It's because I kept getting hacked. I didn't even do anything. My account just kept getting hacked. because I wouldn't play Minecraft for a while, and somehow that made it like an easy target. And after like 3 times of getting hacked, Hypixel said, nope, you're a security risk, you're banned. Which is so sad because Hypixel is like the most active. Make a new account, but it costs money. I don't want to buy Minecraft all over again. I wish there was this funny story for me getting banned, but it's really just me getting hacked over and over again. La 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 la. When did you put the pause on? I didn't even notice. I did it very quickly. I'm a magician of sorts. I got banned for fly hacking in Bed Wars because I bought a jump boost potion. Unreal. Wow. Make a video where you put the entire Germany fund into Hawk2a coin. Her password was 1234. What if you make a subathon for Minecraft fundraiser? Wait, what does that mean? I'm liking the words there, but I don't know what they mean in combination. Inkling. Buy it from Egypt on Microsoft's store. Microsoft is 350 Egyptian coin, which is like $7. Interesting. I have to hiccup? Nope, it's gone. Make a video about the earliest YouTube videos, like the first ever one by the site's founder that's a bad sex joke. What? Me at the zoo? Isn't that the first YouTube video? Wanna Labubu chocolate subathon sushi coffee? That's like a mix of modern hyper-consumerism brain rot and my interests. That feels targeted. Yes, me at the zoo. He makes an odd joke about elephants, if I recall. Ew? React to annoying orange. Can you call John Hypixel and get unbanned? I hope my husband is having a good time getting food right now. La 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 la. Subathon is when you do a stream for a set time span, but each sub adds to the timer, so you could set the sub goal to be enough money for Minecraft. Oh, wait just a minute. That's a really good idea, but I would rather put all of my income to meeting dev for now. But once that happens, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. La 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 la. Oh, but like, do I want to buy Minecraft all over again just for Hypixel? Not really. So maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's like, is it like a waste of money? I feel like it is. Because I can still do everything except Hypixel. I don't want to repeat myself, but brain rot tier list video would be great. I'm not sure I want to attract an audience of TikTok children. I am Kiwi, haha, thank you. Oh, I see what you did there. Are you insinuating that you're my boyfriend, Phoenix? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm reading your message like 45 seconds late. Don't let Dev hear that. He, okay. Don't let Dev hear that. No, it's because it's content. Oh, I see what you're saying. Do you ever get the urge to break things with your hammer and start a little war? Not really. Kiwi, you should teach us sign language. That's kind of hard to do in the pause. La 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 la. Just use the Germany money for Minecraft. Okay. Oh, that's what Casa Nintendo was talking about when she said to put the Germany fund into Hawk2a coin. For some reason, it didn't click that she was talking about this Germany fund. La 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 la. I thought she was gonna flip off the camera, not gonna lie. Hey guys. Immortal by 5. Yeah, I don't even recognize that I'm singing it. Immortal by Fallout Boy has been stuck in my head for like 2 days now. Kiwi should make a Kiwi gang sign. Genuinely, what else could Germany fund be? I don't know, bro. Maybe like the German government's collective net worth? I don't know. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. I don't know a lot of sign language, but I can say you need help and turtle sausage taco. That's pretty cool. Did you guys know that Taco Cat backward is Taco Cat? She was singing Teeth by 5 Seconds of Summer at the beginning of stream. That is correct. That is correct. La, 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 la. Do you think that you have enough knowledge to be a doctor in the 1800s? Yes, absolutely. Without a doubt. Indubitably. At Lopax. Bro, who are we pinging? At Kiwi Draws, you need to read Gwen's earlier messages. You missed them. Guys, I'm gonna miss like a lot of messages because chat is actually quite active. And I'm starting... No, my reading speed is not changing. That's the problem. That's the problem. Chat becomes faster, but my reading speed, oh, it does not become faster. Which is a good problem to have. The more, the merrier. It brings me smiles, but it results in messages being missed. Unfortunately. Immortal by Fallout Boy. A bit after my time. When were you going to tell us that you and... When were you going to tell us that you and at Thicky Phoenix are actually twins? Like legitimate sisters? You mean sister and brother? Guys, if you didn't know, me and Phoenix are actually twins. It's time to let the cat out of the bag. I've been hiding it from you for long enough. Me and Phoenix are actually twins. I know. It may be surprising. Taco Cat, Taco Cat. Okay. Teeth go so fucking hard, they cooked with that one. That's what I'm saying, Gwen. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. At Queso, when you pulling up to the stream, bro? Wait, who has a sub? It's like Germa, Queso, Moist Critical, Penis. Oh wait, no, Penis got banned. Oh, but then Penis received a sub. No, it was John Pork. John Pork received a sub. Penis was banned. And then unbanned. I'm hashtag visiting other relatives, so I'm in another state from her. Yo, pull up? Pull up? That's my twin. My twin's visiting me because I'm their relative. Have you ever gotten lost in a porta potty? I think now's a good time to end the stream. Okay, so tomorrow, listen up. Tomorrow, I'm filming a lot of videos, so I'm not going to stream. After that, I am going to stream, and I think it's going to be The Sims. Because I had a lot of fun on The Sims. Like, Sims? I had a lot of fun on The Sims. Like, a lot of fun. And Dev is able to be impregnated, but I haven't impregnated him yet. So, we have a goal in mind. We have an action that we would like to achieve, which is impregnating Dev, and I'm really excited to do so. What I'm hearing is spam Dev esoteric all day. Okay. Dev pregante. Hell yeah. Kiwi, please hydrate. Oh my goodness gracious. Yo, Kira. Thanks for the gifted, Kira. Oh my gosh, wait, girl with the dogs, holy ball knowledge? Yo, thank you, miss. Wow, what a duality. We got Big Yahoo in the stream. Thank you guys for the gifted sub. He says girl with the dogs. Twitch recommended me you. Yo, what's up, twin? Why was my laughing so intense that my eyes started to get red? Do you have cats? No, unfortunately. No, unfortunately. Welcome back, Meatball Jones. Did you make grilled cheese? Oh, hello, Kyle. Good to see you, twin. Good to see you. Thank you, Kira, and thank you, Mist. Very terrifying sub, but hey, I appreciate your generosity. Kira's a liability, bro. We gotta cut him off the mod team. Yeah, Girl with the Dogs, though, holy ball knowledge. I mean, it's not ball knowledge. She gets, like, millions of views, but I love her videos, bro. They're so cute. You know, Girl with the Dogs, the woman who gives the pets the bath, and then she, like, grooms them and gives them a haircut. It's so cute. Hydrate. Hydrate. Okay. I was describing my plan of action. They are soothing to watch. You know, one thing that I've been trying to do recently is, oh, why did a lot of messages just come in at once? Love Girl with the Dogs. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I have a second account on YouTube so I can have some privacy. No, I made PROGs because we had them and they're comforting. Valid. Nah, they unmodded me. Wait. No, you did that to yourself, Kira. You trickster. Nobody unmodded you, bro. Nobody unmodded you. Be so for real. Unmod Kiwi draws. Okay. What do you rank that sip of water? Like a B tier. Wasn't cold. Wasn't terrible. Not very flavorful, which is like good. Solid B tier. It wasn't amazing. Can I replace Kira as mod? Yeah, now that Kira's out. Yo, Kira, did you actually just unmod yourself? At mod way Kira. Kiwi draws granted moderator privileges to Wei Kira. No. No, it was you, bro. I'm getting framed. Yo, I did not unmod this guy. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm filming a lot of videos, okay? Okay, tomorrow I'm filming a lot of videos. So I will not stream tomorrow. The day after that, the day after tomorrow, I will be... Are you listening? Jingle, jingle. The day after tomorrow, so in 2 days, I will stream, and I'm probably gonna stream The Sims 4. The Sims 4, and I'm going to impregnate Dev. And I'm gonna be parasocial in The Sims 4. That's what I'm gonna do. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Pay attention. Jingle jangle. I was watching Markiplier's stream last night when he was doing the redemption for FNAF 2. And he said the thing. He said the thing. He said the jingle jangle. I said your favorite word. Kiwi, can you stop fingering the camera? No, I don't think I will. I don't understand. I'm scared. That's good. Why do your fingers smell like Cheeto dust? I haven't consumed Cheetos in probably like 6 years. 6 or 7. Impregnating Dev live on stream is crazy. Finger banging chat. Held for sex-based terms. He also died to Chica on night 1. Really? Did he say the first night is never that hard and then die instantly? That's so funny. Sims 4. That is correct, Kyle. That is correct. Oh, did you change your name? W. Now I can remember who you are more easily. Okay. That Markiplier stream was so fun. It was so cozy. Like, I'm not one to enjoy streams usually. One of the main people that I watch on YouTube is Moist Critical, and I'm not gonna lie, his streams are really boring. Like, they're really uneventful. I joined Moist Critical's stream last night, and I joined, and I'm sitting there for like 20 seconds, and it's just silence. No hate, but they're really uneventful. And other than that, I don't really consume any content from streamers. I used to watch Jinxie, but not really anymore. I'm not subbed to Jinxie, so getting absolutely just ass blasted with 11 ads in a row is not an enjoyable experience. But watching Markiplier stream the FNAF Redemption was so cozy. Like, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. Pierogies are a type of Ukrainian dish that are similar to dumplings in shape, but are like little pillows filled with mashed potatoes and cheese mixed together. That sounds so fire. That sounds so fire. Yeah, I hate all streams. Your streams are the most unbearable. Moist man, W ball knowledge. Moist Critical is like one of the only YouTubers that I watch. Hello, Amos! The celebrity is here. Jinxie and Dante did gay gym exercises. Wow. Okay. Jinxie and Dante are so good. Dante? Wait, what? What's his name? Wait, holy peak? I've gotta watch these. Yes, we all hate Kiwi streams. Okay, bro. Okay. I thought it was like Dantes. Yeah, Dantes. Yeah, that's right. Do they actually do gay gym exercises? That's kind of huge. Retro! Hey, Retro, get in here, Retro. Hey, raid guy, get in here. Where's Retro? Somebody get him in here. I found Moist Critical because of the Schmeck's toy war with Belle Delphine. I remember that. I watched Moist Critical's content a little bit back then. Like, I remember seeing his content, but I didn't get hooked on it. I didn't watch him a ton. I just watched some of them. Now I just watch the daily upload. He's basically my news source. I love that Markiplier is still popular. Me too, it's so wholesome. I remember when he was 10k subs? Wait, Miss, were you one of the OG Mark subs? That would be crazy. Blind Surfer, go raid Pete Gustin. Is it a Minecraft wholesome cat girl streamer? Pete Gustin. La 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 la. Who is this? Retro, who is this? You're watching a dual format stream. Oh, this is scary. Give me a Minecraft small streamer. This is scary. Nobody's oh, ow. He voiced Optimus Prime? Wait, that's sick. Hot take, Charlie's best content is the car chase reactions. No, because you're cooking. You're actually cooking, Carrot. Those are one of my favorite things to watch. That's like perfect background noise. The car chase thingy. La 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 la. I actually love watching the car chase reactions. I was thinking about it, like, Moist Critical's entire channel is pretty much built on reacting. It's all reacting. Even when he's not doing react content, he's talking about a source, a thing, and reacting to it. La, 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 la. They weren't gay exercises, it was faker exercises to hit silver. To hit silver? Is this like ranked exercising? What do you mean to hit silver? I love those videos. I love his political commentary. That's also pretty good. I love how he keeps his viewers informed. Like I said, he's my main news source. La, 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 la. Why is XQC streaming Minecraft? Bro, I logged on to the Minecraft page to find some small puppy girl streamer and I see XQC. Yo, bro, no thank you. Okay. Wow, there's so many big streamers. How do I filter for the least viewers possible? Here we go. Catboy chill Cobblemon time. Okay, good sign, good sign. Neurodivergent, now we're getting into the weeds of it. Now we're cooking. Kyle, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, twin. Yo, W Kyle. W Kyle. Faker didn't do any of those. He's just good at gaming. Huh? I'm starting to feel old. My first video from Moist was his QWOP video. What is that? What is that? Faker is a pro player in League of Legends and Dantes is a league coach for Jinxie. My entire feed is jacked furries for some reason. For some reason. It's really peculiar. Retro, do you have any wholesome, like, Minecraft cat girl streamer? That's my bread and butter. La 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 la. Why do so many Minecraft streamers have like 160 viewers? These people are actually really big. Wow. Wow. And there's so many cute streams where they're actually just playing a regular world. Hi, Dev. Hello. Well, I went out and ate and came back and she's still yapping about ADHD. No. We're finding somebody to raid now. We're finding somebody to raid. Is 160 views a lot for Twitch? Yes. Yes, it is a lot. I have no idea. I only watched you and Panui and the other chill person we raided. Retro, why did you fall off, twin? You used to be my raid guy. You used to hop on, find somebody, recommend it, and boom. La 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 la. I'm trying to look for like 5 viewers. Cat girl. Why do so many VTubers have their tits out? Guys, let's lock in. What are we doing? La 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 la. Hi, Dev. Hello, Dev. Can everybody say W, Dev, please? How was your food? How was your food? I'm not rating Pete Gustin. He seems like a chill guy, but I'm not going to rate him. I don't know why all of the Minecraft streamers right now have so many viewers. W, Dev. It was good. I drank pistachio juice. Pistachio juice? That sounds kind of nasty. It sounds kind of nasty. Bitter BT. You know what? You know what? I think I will. Wait, Ori Pup? Let me check out Ori Pup as well. Ori Pup or Bitter BT. Thank you for the follow, Often Gruntled W. Oh, Ori Pup is streaming art. Wait, trans ADHD VTuber drawing? I think we have to raid this person. Y2K VTuber trans alien boy failure ADHD. Yeah, we're rating this person. Ori Pup. Kiwi loves VTubers. I don't know why there are so many VTubers on my feed. Like, actually so many. It's not even that I'm trying to look for them specifically. They just dominate the space. Ori Pup. Ori Pup. La 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 la. Did I spell that right? I'm scared. I'm ordering Michelin star rating robots to review your channel. What? Invalid username. Bro, what? Am I spelling it incorrectly? What the hell? That's because you are stinky. Okay. How come I can't raid Ori Pup? What the hell? I literally typed it in bar for bar and it said invalid username. Yeah, that's what I typed in bar for bar. Raid Ori Pup. Oh, am I dyslexic? How did I not spell it right the first time? Yeah. Oh, I put an at. I put an at in front of it. Oh, it's cause you're a bad person. Okay. Invalid username is usually valid when you are invalid. Okay. You are so stinky. Okay, dumb streamer can't raid. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will be streaming the day after that, okay? Have a wonderful rest of your night or day. Okay? Bye, guys. Goodbye, Animalocus. Goodbye, Benui. Goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, Inkling. Goodbye, Dev. Goodbye, Mist. Goodbye, Amos. Goodbye, Casanetero. Goodbye, ThaiYV. Goodbye, Sweetie Pepper. Goodbye, Gwen. Goodbye, Animalocus. Again. Prepping my hate comments. Bro. Yo, bro. Whoa. Oh, bye, Dev. Yo, good night at random person. Alright, Kira. Okay. Bye, Meatball Jones. Bye, Kira. Bye, Retro. Bye, Inkling. Bye, Benui.